Many thanks to Fellow Extraction Squad, One Original DayZ servers, Clash of servers, Sgt. Pepper servers, Sea of Tools Cloud, Dallas, the Struggle Community, the Karma Crew servers, Dots, Designful, and Friendly, a DayZ podcast for making this video possible. The DayZ devs have generously gifted us a new type of dynamic event which will likely be coming in the next update for DayZ. So in this video we're going to be looking at this new random event to see what it can do, compare the tire fire to fireplaces, and see if we can't bake ourselves a couple of potatoes. In the most recent hotfix for 1.27, the latest DayZ update, a new item called a tire fire was added to the item list. The tire fire is named in such a way that it fits among other dynamic event items in the game, such as the vehicles that are found in military convoys, the train carriages found at dynamic train events, and the frozen scientist too. Much like the frozen scientist, the tire fire is only assigned to spawn a Sakao and would likely serve as a place to warm up, defrost food, and dry your clothes, being found randomly in potential spawn points around the map. Right now it does not spawn as a cow, so you can't find this on any server at the moment. It doesn't have any items that spawn with it or around it, and it doesn't even have coordinates of where these are going to spawn in the future. We just have the item in the game, telling us that this dynamic event is very much a work in progress, so the following details I'm about to reveal are going to be subject to change. To put it simply, the tire fire is basically a giant ass fireplace, but there are a lot of differences between the two. First up, the fireplace has a much smaller heat area, with its red area being 2 meters here and yellow being at 4 meters, whereas the tire fire is 4 and 6, so it's twice as big when it comes to red and 50% larger when it comes to the yellow, so it's the largest heat source in the game. So you can be stood 4 meters away from the tire fire and you get the maximum heat benefits from it, with the heat benefit being 30% better than fireplaces, so it's the biggest and also the hottest, making the tire fire the best heat source in the game, and also gives you the heat buffer stat too. The biggest drawback is that you cannot cook on it though, providing no attachment slots to place a cooking pot, cooking stand, or a tripod. You can't even roast a fresh spawn on a stick on it, damaging you if you get too close to it too. The type of damage and the amount of damage you take is exactly equal to a fireplace, killing you from full health in around 20 seconds and damaging your gear rapidly too. This damage radius is huge on the tire fire, which is around 2 meters from its center, so around 1 meter from its edge you will begin to take damage, whereas with the fireplace it's around 4 times smaller at 50 centimeters, so you need to be 50 centimeters away from it to start taking damage from the fireplace. Infected and animals don't take any damage at all from this tire fire, and nor do items on the floor, so grenades won't explode inside one if you put one inside. You can't bake yourself a potato unfortunately, and nor will the cooking pot on top of it take any damage. This also means that you cannot boil water this way, but the tire fire does defrost frozen food and water. It just won't boil it or cook it, and it defrosts stuff at the same rate as placing frozen items next to a fireplace, so it's exactly the same, with the fireplace cooking slots being the best still, defrosting food around 50% faster than all other methods in the game. On top of this, drying clothes would take longer using a tire fire too, as the speed items will dry at is determined by how close the item is to the center of the fire, with the fireplace allowing you to get much closer without taking damage, and the tire fire giving us no way to climb on top of it to place items that way. This is due to the higher collision hitbox wires on the tire fire, which denied my desire to drive on the fire to see if my tires would expire, so I retired uninspired and tired, so I just blew it up instead, which is the same as shooting it. It takes no damage at all, so you cannot destroy the tire fire. Server restarts also don't want to make these disappear, so I'm guessing they will work like heli crashes, despawning and respawning based on set timers throughout the server time. Like heli crashes do too, the smoke will drift around in the wind, which is a cool touch, and not even howling blizzards will put this fire out. It is immortal, making it a great place to stay warm during a blizzard, and also a great place to get shot. You can see the smoke from the max viewing distance of around 1000 meters, and the same goes for the light 1000 meters, which is the same for the fireplace, but the smoke and the light of the tire fire is much more visible. And finally, the tire fire cannot be refueled because it doesn't need to be refueled. These tires, they wake up at 4 AM, they're just built different, which means you cannot extinguish it either. Now do bear in mind that this is a very early version of tire fires. This might not be the entire dynamic event. This could just be a train carriage to a dynamic train, for example. Perhaps there is more on offer here, and I'll test this stuff fully when it's released, probably with update 1.28 I can imagine, which might be coming soon actually. So in the meantime, what is your take on this new dynamic event, and do you have any ideas for future dynamic events for DayZ for any of the maps? Because I'm giving away a copy of DayZ and the Frostline DLC to the person that can come up with the most liked idea. This giveaway is hosted on Twitter. The comment with the most likes with a dynamic event idea will win a copy of DayZ and the DLC see on Steam in a few days after everybody's had their chance to comment their ideas there. So put your ideas there for a chance to win. Link below if you want to take part. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.